The Black Ink crew is headed back to New York, and the review is up next. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. Right, okay.
In our studio.
All right, production. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the New York edition of Black Ink Crew. We're back. It's the New York season. I'm excited. I'm your girl, Carmelita Simone, and I'm your host for the evening. I'm here with my girl, El Marie.
Yes, what's up, guys? I'm El Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at El Marie TV, and I'm super excited to keep this rolling. Yeah,
yes,
with the New York
we
crew.
are back with the New York crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we out of cold Chicago and back on the East Coast for real, New York.
Cold New York.
Cold New York, even cold, well, I don't know.
I don't think it's cold yet right now.
Right. Well,
It's like summer's getting there, huh?
you know. But either way, we have a whole new crew to get used to, honey. We are now in New York City. Oh, by the way, Kiki Boom Boom is not here with us this week, but she will be in the studio with us
Yeah.
next week. We miss her,
She's
but
actually in New York.
she's actually in New York. But,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
business.
she'll be back. We miss her, but
Yeah.
we're going to hold down the fort. Hopefully, you know, we can hold it down without her. But, man, okay, New York, and then this new crew we got to get used to, girl.
Man, yeah.
How you feel about
We
this
got a few
season?
new people. It's a lot going on.
Yes.
Especially with Sky. I guess we'll dig into
Yes.
that a little bit deeper a little later. But
Now, we
I'm
just
really
rolling.
confused about her whole situation.
Right. Now, we just
So-
rolling fresh off of Chicago, so we had to
Yeah,
play
we
catch
gotta,
up with
like,
New York.
we
But
did, yeah.
it's looking like what's happening this season is Dutchess and Caesar are finally over.
Yes.
For real, for real. And
Finally.
everybody looks like they are happy about it. But your boy Caesar is wilding out in these streets. Okay? He just can't seem to get enough booty, honey. He done went down to Atlanta, turned up.
And it went crazy.
You know, and the crew was wondering what the hell is going on. So it looks like he's really enjoying his, you know, singlehood,
Yeah,
his
his
singledom.
freedom right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Dutchess ruled that castle with a iron fist, honey.
Listen, nobody in that shop like Dutchess.
Right. Now, if it's one thing I know is that she never hesitated to speak up when she felt like she was wrong, when she felt like she was disrespected. So it's always awkward when you work with somebody's girlfriend. Because it's like, not only do I have my boss on my shoulder, but now this chick is going
Yeah.
to be hanging over, you
And
know.
then one that is like Dutchess, like you said, that just
Right.
always has something to say and is always going to speak up.
It was always into it with people. It just gets to be a lot. It gets to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because women are territorial. You know, they always want to make sure. And then it seems like some women just aren't happy when it isn't drama. Like Dutchess seemed like one of those
Like she had to
people.
create it,
Yeah.
make something happen,
Right.
or make something out of nothing too.
Right. And when
Yeah.
did C's become a whole sex god? Like, when
Yeah,
did
the
this
teeth
happen?
fixed.
Girl, now
Teeth are
listen.
important.
When, you know, when Black Ink Crew first kicked off, it was New York. That was the only cast.
Yeah.
We didn't have that beautiful ass Chicago cast. You know, we just
that
had
beautiful cast.
we just had the rough side of Harlem.
They
Girl.
done stepped it up now. They saw like, okay,
When I
you
first
know,
saw
Chicago
C's,
coming for y'all. So
I'm not saying that you know, I think Black is beautiful in all shades, all tones. I don't believe in funny looking. I believe the uniqueness is wonderful. Well, no, that's a lie. I just
I was about to say,
lied.
that is a
I just
nice way of
blatantly
putting it.
lied. But I find beauty in unique looks. But his didn't strike me as sex god.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
I think it's more he's just kind of stepped up. He had his glow up, and also you know he's probably just kept himself a little bit smaller because he was in a relationship.
He's
You know,
looking
you didn't
back-
want to like pop out like that,
Right.
So now he's got like all of these shops opening up. His money is getting longer. Like I
Right.
said, he's fixing his appearance. So he's like, ladies, I'm here.
Now, what I
I'm
was going to
Caesar.
say
I
is
came
that
to rule.
there's definitely a transition that's happened because he was kind of like a humble, you know how dudes kind of dress around the way they're not really trying to be too flashy. They're just comfortable, you know.
He's out there now.
They kind of had like a dusty reputation. Let's just keep it real.
They
It was
did.
like,
They did.
oh, the New York cast is a little
But
dusty.
they remodeled
But
the shop.
Everybody's
too.
glow up is like
So
for
that's
real,
good. Yeah.
You know?
The shop too, and that's good to get out the bad energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're in the same spot with someone that you were in and you can't really move, you can't
Right.
move the shop and get away from those memories. So
Well,
at least
it's-
you can change it up a little bit.
It seemed like all of this new action that Caesar's throwing himself into is keeping him away from being on top of things, at the shop back in New York. Now, what I will say about Caesar that I've noticed in comparison to Chicago is that he's a good businessman.
I will say that.
He took his idea. He said, okay, we got this one shop. I need another shop on 125th. Okay, we got this formula down. Now I need a shop in Atlanta. I could see there being a Black Ink Crew New York. I mean, a Black Ink Miami, a Black Ink LA. I could see that happening.
Kind of dope.
That would be popping.
Yeah. And you know
what I'm saying?
another thing is that he kind of keeps, I don't know if he keeps them in check because they get kind of rowdy too, but when they get a little out of control, he pulls them back in. He gets them checked on. They don't really have that
He's
conflict
kept his authority
that they do in Chicago with who owns what. Maybe
right.
because they don't have that confusion also. It could be like this definitely is Caesar's thing. So maybe
right.
that could be another reason why
right.
you have that difference there.
See, you have to, as a boss, I feel like Caesar knows who to hire. And he's always known how to manage his people to get them to work. Even when he kind of pitted them against each other, who would make the best manager? Like even when we see Melanie. Melanie is a new girl in the shop, you know, compared to the other girls, but she's in a position of authority now. Like she stepped up, she wanted it, and she's doing good. She's taking her job seriously, you know. So, my whole brain I just had a whole brain.
Everything just
it happens, but you know, we have this new girl Melanie, like she's holding it down. He's in Atlanta to the point where Sky is trained. Sky can go down to Atlanta, help him open up a new shop to the point where he can still party and live like a businessman. The idea of being a businessman is to not be around and have to like scorn everybody you work, but like to have your machine flowing to where you don't need to be overstanding it. You know, you could be out living your life. That's why you want to be a business owner. So you don't have to.
That's why you want to be a boss.
You know, so it's like you have to know who to hire. You can't hire like 10 quarterbacks and expect everybody to get along. You know, so
people have to
but
know
they've
their
got a
parts and
kooky
play their parts.
cast. Yes, they've got a kooky cast. Like I think my favorite is going to be, well, the most entertaining is going to be Sky to me.
Oh
this
yeah, I
season.
love Sky.
I didn't know if I loved Sky because every time I saw a clip of Sky or something of Sky, she was just loud. But then the more I got into her, I was like, wow, she has a very interesting story. You know, and that I think her outgoingness is just her falling into this new beginning that she's having with this show, like knowing that everything she's been through, she's been to jail, she's given her children up for adoption, which is what she's trying to, you know, rekindle now, a relationship with her kids. But I just think this outwardliness is just her so happy that she gets this restart at such a rough start at life.
Yeah, because she's changed. She's still very loud and all this energy, but I feel like it's calmed down a little bit as far as the negative aspect of it, because she was I feel like she's still a pop-off queen, but in the past, like those first few seasons of this show, she was just popping off on any and everybody and ready to fight at any moment because she was dealing with so much inside. So now that she's getting to a better place, she's getting to a better place, so her energy is more positive now. It's more happy.
Like it's still at 10,000, but at least it's like on 10,000 and happy. She was definitely the pop off, I'll fight anybody queen, anybody can get it. I'm gonna get these tits done. These tits gonna be sitting up like
that was
I'm
that
gonna
was
be
her goal.
out here, and that's my plan.
She got that body together and was like, okay, I'm a new person.
She was like, I'm not playing with this. I'm on television. I'm about to get snatched. I'm gonna do everything that I've always wanted to do. And I like the fact that throughout her glow up and throughout her, what some people would call ratchetness, she's managed to become a good businesswoman to the point where she's reliable enough to be kind of like the brand manager, the person that goes around and trains, you know, and sees new shops in order, you know? And she wants to take responsibility with her children now that she's in a place where she feels like she could provide for them more. She wants to get them back in her life, but her sons aren't really that receptive to it right now. Well, at least one of them we know. Now, this brings me to Dutchess. Now where we jumped in at, you know, transitioning from Chicago, Dutchess is giving everybody hell because she's gone now. So it's like she's just not comfortable with, you know, letting everybody live in peace now that she's not there. Like, what you think about that?
So I'm torn because that's what I was like. I'm a little confused with Sky's story because in the beginning I was like, I need to go back and watch old episodes to see if it was actually said that her boys were twins or it was just alluded to that fact.
Yeah,
so I'm not exactly sure. So I watched it.
They don't look like twins.
Yeah, they're not twins.
Right.
So I'm like, did they actually say that on the show and they lied, or did they just allude to it and let people like just think what they want to think.
Right.
But so I saw an interview with Dutchess, and she was saying like she didn't know, who the young man was and things like that. But from my perspective is, this is a tattoo shop though. So if you're going to have someone interviewing in your shop, you're not getting more information about, well, who is this young man? Why do you want to interview him and things like that? So you still were messy, Dutchess, because
So
I feel
messy.
like you knew something enough to possibly be like, you know what? Well, I don't want to know. You know, if that makes any sense. She knew enough to say like, well, I don't want to know anymore, and y'all just do what you're going to do.
That was just messy as hell.
Messy,
like,
though.
I feel like whatever we have going on in a reality show, don't compromise a relationship with my child. Like, giving a child up for adoption has to be one of the most difficult decisions a woman could ever make.
And she was so young, Sky. She was so young.
The fact that she
go through that.
Yeah, like it's just such a tricky topic, because on one hand, you know that your child is probably going to look at you like, oh, now that all of the hard work is over, you want to come back into my life. That's the hard part about going through giving your child up for adoption, But on the other hand, it's just like, you want that connection, you want that soul connection, and you want the right to reserve and preserve and protect how that's going to happen. So to have some aggy old ex-girl of one of your best friends come and ruin the chance for you to build a good relationship or have a good start to a relationship with your son. Yeah. She went too far.
She did.
Like, come on, Dutchess.
She did.
Like, egg her car. Throw toilet paper at
it's
the
like
shop.
when you start to mess with family, and then if if Sky was to come back, go fly to North Carolina, wherever Dutchess is, and like fight her like Sky does, then Sky would be wrong. No, in my opinion,
right?
No. People are always like, "Oh, you put
If
your
she come
hands
and
on
beat your
somebody."
ass,
No, sometimes people deserve that. I'm
Right.
sorry. Right.
Right.
Like, don't take it too far, but sometimes you might need to get slapped. Shit
And
out
it's
of.
looking like, just the mere suggestion that you would have me here to talk negatively about my mom. You never know how that affected that boy now, because he's obviously the more defensive one.
Yeah.
The son that did come in contact with Dutchess is the more defensive one. It looks like according to next week's preview, it looks like one son is very receptive. And Sky finally, I'm proud of her. Like, she built up the nerve to make that call. And it has to be something you, like she said, just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, you have to just do it.
Because she's been trying to do it for, I think, the last year or two.
Right.
There was one episode season 2 ago where she was trying to go out there and she stopped the car like, I can't do it. She's on her way to the airport and just stopped, like she couldn't do it. So it did take a lot for her to get to that point to finally reach out. And like you said, like, that's a very sensitive time.
Right.
And I want to control it. I want to make sure everything is right, the right environment and things like that. And you take that opportunity away from me.
Right.
And then you put it somewhere where he can publicly express his anger about me, and I haven't had the chance for us to talk about that, for us to try to deal with that.
Right. So then she, she's catching it from the mean old internet, the undefeated internet. We know how mean internet cyber bullies and cyber gangsters are. Everybody wants to chime in on how bad of a mom that she is. And then she goes to her mom for support. And we get to see a little bit of history and maybe how she ended up, she didn't have a stable foundation herself. Like, her mom was bipolar. She wasn't medicating correctly. She even though she was sick, she steps up to take care of Sky's children when she's in jail. But still, it's like her mom, from experience, let her know, like, I had to give your brothers up. And what you got to let him know is that this was the decision to help his life become so much better. So, dang. I don't know. On one hand, I kind of understand the boy, because little boys need their moms just like little girls need their moms. It's a touchy thing, but
and then it's just a lot of back and forth with the story. So when Sky was talking to her mom, and her, like you said, her mom, she took the kids in, she took in the boys, but then she realized it was too much for her. Like we said, she wasn't medicating properly, so she at least had enough sense to say, like, I can't do this, because I'm no better probably than Sky is in this position.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's give them to a family that can take care of them. And she said everything was legal, but then you have, I think his name is Genesis. You have Genesis' father coming and saying that, the adoption wasn't legal.
Right.
And then that makes Genesis feel like I was just pawned off. So
he's
it's like, it seems like the father is in his head, like, kind of giving him a whole different story of how things went down, and for him to blame Sky
Right.
So it's kind of messed up. So I guess we'll see how everything is going to unfold with
I
them.
think it's just hard for a child in general to understand, like, Mom, why weren't you there? Like, you don't get it. She was in jail. I mean, even maybe she was on drugs. So many things, but the kids don't care. It's just like, why was my friend's mom there and you weren't there for me?
Yeah.
So Sky has to face that win right now, but hopefully, and I think she's strong enough. I think she'll be able to get through it, you know, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, so Melanie is there. Melanie is in New York while C's is in Atlanta getting hoes, smashing hoes. You know, she's holding it down. I was just confused a little bit because how did she manage to get the entire shop remodeled without C's knowing that it got done? Where'd the budget come from?
Right. Yeah, they
Were
were
you
back
confused
and
about
forth.
that?
Well, they were back and forth about everything. Like, C's had started the motion and the process of getting it renovated,
Right.
and then
But he walked in
dropped
like
the
he didn't know
ball.
what it was going to look like.
Yeah, because he dropped the ball,
Well,
and then Melanie had to pick the ball back up.
Right.
But it was just so much, like, it didn't seem like it was getting done. And then Teddy goes to Atlanta to be like,
Right.
oh, well, Caesar, we need you. Everything's falling apart. The shop is like a complete mess because it's like gutted out.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I guess she wanted it to be a surprise to everybody.
Right.
And he was saying,
Because
like,
the
you're
whole
manager,
thing is
so
like,
manage.
they like are a little bit misogynistic when it comes to her. It's like, pretty girl, let's see you hold this down. Like, you
Yeah.
can't do this by yourself.
Like-
You're not built to hold down
Right.
this shop.
I was a little mad at Walt when they
Yeah.
come in and he
Walt
had all
is the
this
resident
negative stuff
hater.
to
He
say.
is-
Like,
I have him pinned.
come
He's the
on.
resident hater.
Yes.
He's
It's like, you just give her
hilarious.
some props.
Right. But
She finished
so,
this whole thing kind of by herself.
First of all, it's
Where we
bomb.
going?
Okay. New York is finally looking like how I needed to look to want to watch every single week. Like, yes, the shit is aesthetically finally where I need it to be. It doesn't look like, you know, how it looked before. It looks a lot better, and I'm happy that they did that.
Yeah.
And they got rid of Dutchess' name. Like, we need this dark energy,
Right. Get it
spray painted
out of here.
out of our lives forever. You know? Another crazy girl is Donna. Donna has been through some shit herself.
Yeah.
Her looks a little different. It's very artsy, I guess.
She just does so much.
She does a lot.
Yeah.
She
So it's
does a
always
lot.
different. The look is always different.
But what I will say is, I like the fact that, first of all, it's sad. She's been in an abusive relationship for a long time with a guy that's been controlling her from jail. And she's finally got the nerve to step away from this man beater. And she got her a good guy.
A new boo.
Now let
good
this
boo.
a good boo. Let this be a message to all the girls out there looking for love who think it's got to come from a thug. We need to give the good guys, the guys that listen,
Yes. The guys that
the-
buy you puppies.
the guys that are attentive. We need to start looking at them as weak and really giving them their props.
Yeah. Stop giving them that soft, lame, like
Like
those are the ones
Instagram.
that take care of you. Those are the good husbands. Those are the good dads.
You know who one of my favorite Instagram people, not Instagram, Twitter people. I'm like old. I'm still like watch my Twitter feed and read people's opinions and don't just look at their pictures. But Little Duval always talks about how single. He's one of my favorite Twitter people. Like, I look forward to his tweets. I'm kind of mad there's a Snapchat now because he doesn't tweet as much. And I'm like,
man.
but he's funny. I like his view on life. But he's like, if more women didn't think that they just deserved a boss, like looked at themselves with this, like, I mean, and that doesn't, I'm not saying that you aren't a queen. We are all queens. But if
don't
we
have your
realistic,
expectations too high.
yeah. Like if you don't drive a Benz, why are you worried about you only dating men that drive
Yeah.
Benzes? If you drive a Corolla, why don't you meet a guy who drives an Accord? Like, what's wrong with dating a guy who has an Accord?
Yeah.
Like, that guy is probably gonna love you a lot better.
Yeah. At a certain age, I do feel like at a certain age, it's probably like you need to be like at your level, or maybe it's okay to be a little bit higher. Don't be like trying to reach for the stars. Like if it happens, great. But what I'm saying is don't like give him a hard time because he doesn't have those things. Now, like I said, at a certain age though, I do feel like you need to be level. It may be kind of hard
tricky.
once you get like over 30 to try to pull somebody else
Right.
up.
It's tricky because guys who are more successful tend to have less time to pay attention to their women because they have to pay attention to their business and they have to keep their mind in a place where they can concentrate without distractions or without the woman getting on their nerves. That's why they have to pick the right woman to make sure that she won't be a nag and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I feel like No, I just keep having these blank brain thoughts. I feel like that's okay, right? But I feel like, okay, let me start over. It's okay to ride for a guy for a little bit of time. Like, it's okay for a guy to be down and you be like, I got your back for a while. But as a woman, it's a turn off after a while if he's always got to ask somebody for money or always got to, I don't have it this week. Even though you could be the sweetest, loveliest person, a woman wants to feel catered to. But the men that have the expensive, the jobs that make a lot of money, they don't have the time. That's what I was saying. They don't have the time to put into their woman the way a guy who doesn't have money has time to just be up your ass. So sometimes it's hard to find that good balance.
Yeah,
but when
that's what I was gonna say. It's a balance between, knowing a deadbeat dude and a dude that is working towards something, and then also like the dude that just like has no time and like is an asshole and is gonna make time. Besides the dude that, yes, I have these things going on, but I do want you in my life, so I'm gonna make some time. But you also got to be understanding.
Right.
So, child, you just got to figure it out.
But she got her a nice one, so let her be like an example. Like, pick the nice guy. Don't pick the guy that's just gonna always be up your ass. But pick the guy who knows how to choose his moments wisely and makes the most out of them. I don't think, like, don't date a guy so much on how much he has or how thugged out and real he keeps it. Just when he thinks of you, if he thinks of you at the right times, if he has, he got his check, so he makes sure he takes you out, or washes your car for you this weekend.
I was gonna say, like, watch what he offers compared to what he has to offer. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have a lot, but he's giving you what he can and the most that he can, then appreciate it.
Well, she's got a new guy that's a nice guy. That's a lot different from this ass-beating ex that she had. And his sister wants to pop into the picture now and let Donna know that don't be talking shit about my brother that's in jail that used to beat your ass.
That's so wrong.
But she don't owe him anything,
That's wrong.
sis.
That's wrong. And I know, like, I have all brothers. I have nothing but brothers. I don't have sisters, so I understand that wanting to ride for your brother till the wheels fall off, and to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to condone you.
Yeah, if a girl is accusing you of abusing her, like, that's something serious. And then as a woman, I'm sorry, me as a woman, that kind of steps in and starts to kind of trump our brother sisterhood. I'm not gonna ever neglect you, and I may not just jump to her side, but what I'm gonna do is probably try to stay out of it. I'm not gonna go and confront her now, unless there was an incident and I was there and I saw that nothing happened. That's a whole nother story. But if you weren't there and you don't know, just fall back. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to stay out of it.
Why would you be as a woman?
I wouldn't do that.
If you've seen the effects of your brother putting his hands on this woman, why even get in it? And I think she got in it just to be on TV because her titties were out. She was in a corset, and she came to fight. Like, you came to confront somebody like that. Like, you looking for a moment, miss.
Her fighting clothes.
And taking up for an abuser, a woman beater, is not a good one to have.
And then she confused me because Donna asked her, like, oh, so he wasn't putting his hands on me? And she says, no. Then they keep talking, and then she starts to say, but you chose that. You chose that life. Like,
like, you stayed with him. Like, you were still sleeping with him.
But so that's okay? So now it's okay?
And so now I'm not supposed to say anything about it to anybody?
No,
he gave up that right
all.
when he put his hands on me. Now, I mean, I don't think it's cool to have put your business all out on the street. But
I don't
she
either,
said
but
it,
at the
so
same
she
time,
told somebody. So what?
Donna's situation was she wasn't saying anything for a while. And then so she did, and then right now we're filming, her life is being filmed, and it's a part of her life.
Well, I'm going to tell you, don't pop off at a New York girl, because you never know what she's hiding in her hair or under her tongue, honey. And she makes the hell.
She came out with that mace.
Boop, bitch, I don't know you. Back up. Too close. I don't know if she learned that from Dutchess or if that's just a New York girl thing, but she had that mace tucked, honey, and waiting and ready.
Yeah,
because she makes both of them.
Girl deserved it, because she was.
Thing one and thing two. Boop, boop. Got y'all out of here. Think twice before you step up in with that bullshit again.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just
don't come here defending your woman beating brother.
Just don't say nothing.
Yeah, don't do that. And why is he still stalking her? Let her be happy without you. I don't understand
if he
abusive
wasn't pressed
men.
for me, why do I even know that he's supposed to be getting out of jail?
If you don't like me enough that you want to beat me up, why do you want to then possess me after that? Why do you want to still keep me? Why do you have a problem with me getting away?
Yeah, abusers are confusing.
I'm so confused. You know who else is confused? Teddy's confused. Teddy's like Caesar's right hand man. He's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I know he's confused and concerned enough about his friend that he takes him to get an STD disease test.
Yeah, because he saw it. He went to Atlanta and saw what Caesar was up to. Like, oh boy. Like, Caesar's been getting it
I didn't know homeboys do that.
Well, they should. So I'm glad that they showed that. They should. Like, you okay? You clean? Because you've been wilding.
Those who
so
care.
are you okay?
Those who care.
Those who care?
Now, the
Those
more
who
you
care.
know. Yes.
That's new for me. Like, hey, doctor.
You should.
You know?
And that's family. That's his cousin. So it goes a step further. Like, I want to make sure, you know.
Yeah, he's trying to bring him back down to earth. Yeah. That's hilarious. So he goes to talk to the doctor, and he doesn't know that he can get a disease from head. And the doctor tells him that he has to wear condoms also when he's getting oral sex.
Cease was like, nope.
Cease was like, what kind of weird
No
shit
more
is
head
that?
for me. Like, yeah, homie, you didn't know that? You can still
I don't even want to talk about it because
get diseases contracted through oral sex.
that is so weird. I mean, I'm sure it's a
Weird,
weird.
but it can happen.
Yeah, weird happens. I'm sure it happens. I don't know. I don't have sex, so you know. But yeah. So he's just like, what kind of weird world are we living in now that I can't get head without a rubber? So yeah, C's,
Yeah.
you got to deal with it.
2017, that's the world to live
You
in.
got to slow down, bro. You ain't been single since like 1987.
Right,
bro.
it's a different world.
It's a different world, bro.
Everybody loves everybody, so.
Yes. You just can't. And people just putting their mouth on everything now, Caesar. You don't know? My God. They
Got to be more
eating all
careful.
kinds of stuff out here. Listen, you got to be careful. I know you're not kissing these girls, C's.
He might be. He might be out here finessing and kissing and everything.
C's reminds me of like the guy in school who was just like cool and regular, and he blows up and he's just getting all the ass because he can't believe how much he's getting. He's like, I'm going to get all this ass before
It
this
was like,
ass catches
right?
on to me and stops
All
coming
this
my
is
way.
out here?
I'm
He's
getting
like
it all quick. He does look better.
Mm-hmm.
He looks better.
He's acting like a kid in a candy shop. Like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that.
I like the cute little Asian girl.
Oh,
She's a beast too. Did you see her tattoo last week?
I missed
I
it
think it's
last
last
week.
week.
What she do?
It was either last week or the week before. She tattooed her cousin or something. It was bomb. It was crazy. It was
I'm
out
gonna
here.
go back and look at that. I missed that one.
Yes, and then the bi straight cute guy, kind of straight, kind of bi
Yeah,
sometimes.
uh-huh.
He's cute.
I forgot his
He's
name.
fun.
He is cute.
I would go for drinks with him.
He's cute, yeah.
Like, let's go get drinks, babe. Probably talk about everything.
You would talk
Probably a
about
great
everything.
BFF.
I don't know.
What's
Some
his-
of it might be too much for me.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's cool though. Well, let's talk about this vagina slayer.
So
That's supposedly
Melanie
the
gets
new artist.
online
That's what happens when you find people off
and
Instagram.
gets an Insta tattooer and does not know that his nickname is Vagina Slayer. So he's got all the answers for him. When he pulls up to the shop, he's witty enough for everybody. Like, Melanie's like, fuck you and your silly ass name. And he's like, I will, thank you. I'll
Right.
take that.
Like, yes, ma'am.
Hold
Okay.
that. I'll be right back. And she's very
like-
offended to the point
Yeah.
where she doesn't think he should work there. She says, get the fuck out because you can't be serious.
Yeah. She's like a little hot-headed secretly.
Yeah,
Like, she
she's
just jumps to
secretly-
like, it's okay if you want to, it's your shop. If you want to tell him like, that's not going to, that name's not going to work here
Like,
with
is
this
there
clientele.
anything else we can call you
Yes,
at
there's something
work?
else that
Like,
we
you
can
just
call
threw
you.
him out?
But you're just like, oh, vagina slayer. Oh, you keeping it? Oh, get out.
Off with his head.
Right. Which, your professionalism, Melanie.
Right. And then, of course, the real Vagina Slayer sees is like, wait a minute. I like this guy. Something about that name's resonating with me. And he gives him a shot at tattooing. All for his tattoo gun to be broken on his first day at work, a.k.a. his auditions for the New York Knicks.
Right.
Okay, see? Y'all
That's
the
what-
Knicks?
You have to think highly
You
of
got to,
yourself and
like,
the things
you
that you
know-
have, okay?
Yo, I just got a flashback of a tattoo that Donna did a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I was confused about it. And if anybody is watching, it was like a band and it was like supposed to be flowers coming up. All I'm saying is, please don't let us down with these tattoos, y'all. Don't.
Young Bae is cool because I've seen her. I have to go back to look at last week's, but I've seen her stuff previously. Who else?
Now Melanie
Steve's
was
good,
one
but he's
of my
ain't tattooing too
faves,
much.
but she
And
was.
Melanie's good too.
She's
Yeah,
now
Mel's good.
managing, so I don't know how much she's going to be tattooing, but she needs to be
She needs
tattooing
to
a lot
be.
because she got a tax bill, obviously. Now, this is what I liked about Ryan and his girl. His girl in Chicago was like, I'm not going to embarrass you on TV about your problems, and we're gonna have it out. We're gonna have it out at home. This guy, Melanie's baby daddy or whoever, comes. You know I'm taping. All right, come on. It's real life, first of all. You know we're taping a show. Second of all, you know I'm at work with my coworkers. Why would you come here with my $30,000 tax bill and embarrass me on national TV?
Also, who do you think you are talking to?
Right. Get your ass out of my place of work.
That's a lot of money. Yes.
Yes.
But I didn't know about it. You just plopping it down in my face like this. I need time to comprehend and see what's going on. It could be an error with the IRS that you normally not, but maybe, I don't know. Let me look at it. Let me see what's going on.
If not, it's not your bill, boo.
Did they actually get? They had a little marriage ceremony BS thing, but I don't think they actually got legally. They're not. I don't think they're married legally.
I feel like I need to wear Timberlands every week for the energy I need to get through this.
Yeah, because I just feel like
because they be trying it in New York. They get disrespectful. Period. With each other, everything.
Yeah. But dude, it's just like that. And he's like, mother of my child is $30. This is the mother of your child, so you shouldn't be speaking to her like that.
Yeah.
And then his eyes were so red. I'm like, dude, did you come in here high or something?
Yeah.
Like his eyes were super red. Are you crying?
He just looked a little off.
And he
did
is
too much.
And he's like, he's gone off on her before, and it's been like, oh, he's Latin, he's passionate. No,
get
there's
your
a
Latin
line you
ass
have
out
to.
of here.
There's a line you have to draw with that.
Get your ass out of here with all that noise, embarrassing me at work. Get your ass out of here. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I understand being upset.
Yeah.
But don't come to my place to work screaming with a bill out on TV. And she tried to tell him, like, bro, will you chill out? Like, you're doing too much. So I don't know.
He was reacting like a female.
Yeah, we got a lot to deal with this season. We gotta see if Caesar's gonna tame himself. You know, Teddy, we can't forget to talk about what's going on with Teddy. Teddy's brother. Teddy not only has an older brother in jail facing life, but now his younger brother is up for trial for life.
Yeah.
For a gang-related crime. And apparently, what's the word? We hear that Teddy's brother is just chilling on a corner, allegedly, not doing anything. And gets locked up because he's hanging with a couple of friends. Now that sounds like a glossed over story, but it happens. The crazy part is it really happens like that.
The crazier part is just the whole issue with him being in jail for like 3 years and still hasn't even had a trial.
Right.
And that is the problem with New York and with Rikers Island specifically. And I know people are trying to shut it down. Khalif Browder's mom, before she passed away, she was fighting for, injunctions to stop that because they are known to do that. Like they keep pushing dates back, pushing them back, pushing
making
them back.
Money off of them.
Making money off of them to keep these black men in jail
breaking
when
their
they
minds.
don't need to.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's just
like
the
Rikers
system.
And you haven't even been like convicted yet.
Right.
3 years and you haven't been convicted. Where is your trial?
first
Where
arrest.
is your bail hearing?
At this point, your spirit is already broken. You've already faced who knows what at Rikers. It's your first arrest. You know what I mean? Like they have you're now jailbroken. Like you are now a criminal in the system, whether you want to, whether you deserve to be or not.
Right.
And just what that does while innocent people are waiting to be freed from jail or to get their trial is ruining their family structures. Sons are in jail away from their mothers. Fathers are in jail away from their children, and it ruins the family structure. Now you have a woman that has no choice but to either boss up and become the mother and the father, or be relying on the system. And now you caught up in the system, and they want us dependent on them. So it's like
it's messed up. I don't know.
Our system is so corrupted.
Yeah, our system is already messed up,
and
how New York is just even worse.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Why is it okay to just push back somebody's trial date?
Yeah.
With no explanation. Just push it back.
Just push it back.
So they can keep making license plates for free.
No, can I go to trial? So if I am gonna be here, so then I know that I'm supposed to be here.
You just have me sitting here. At this point, you got me ready to just admit to anything, just for whatever the shortest sentence is. And now I have this record. Now I've been in jail for 3 years, whether I'm innocent or free, and I'm tainted. It's just it's messed up what's going on out here. I can't wait for the revolution. I know it's happening. Yeah. Our kids, I feel like they are really going to change the world.
Yeah. And I'm just hoping with this platform that Teddy has, and if he can, that they can get a good a law system behind them with their lawyers and things like that. Because I feel like he had a lawyer, but you couldn't fight to push that. Because the lawyer came out like, oh, just another day in court. No, that's not okay. You should be fighting harder for your client. So I'm hoping like this platform, like maybe someone else can step up to say like that's not right and come and help Teddy and them, because I feel like the lawyer they had ain't worth nothing.
It's just sad, man. Some of these people can't even afford the lawyers that they really need. You get a public defender and you get like 30 minutes with them, 15 minutes with them top for them to hear what's going on with you before they move in with the next person. Move on with the next person or next client.
I'm saying. Like Teddy, like you have, you're on TV. Go You can go do some hosting gigs, things like that, just to kind of, bring in some more money. I'm not judging him or anything. I'm just saying, try to do more to rake in more money so that you can spend a little bit more, on the lawyers. Not to say he may have a lawyer that is expensive, but he's not the good one. So hopefully they realize that and got somebody else.
Right. Well, we got some things to look forward to. We got some things. We get to see Sky, finally meet her sons and have to deal with two different, very dramatic reactions on both ends. But one is very welcoming and one looks very confrontational. So we have to wait and see what happens. We have to wait and see, the type of home that, the brothers. And I don't think that they were raised with the same. They were adopted separately.
It's confusing because when Sky called, she was like, my sons, she puts them together.
Right.
So it's some pieces missing with that story.
Yeah, but kind of seems like one may have gotten a better life than the other. And the one who possibly got the better life
was the one more open to meet her and happy about that.
I don't know that we'll have to wait and get clarity. Maybe you guys could clarify it for us in the comments.
I'm gonna go back digging a few seasons to kind of figure out this.
Yes.
Did they say the whole twins thing? Like, did they say it?
Right.
Or because I know watching it was like we were always like, oh, Sky had these twins and they both got taken from her, and now it's like what?
So Melanie, kudos to you. You're doing a great job managing the shop. It looks beautiful. Let's see what you guys are going to bring in, what kind of tattoos y'all going to do this season. I want to see bomb work.
I know. We got to see these tattoos.
Yes, because Chicago is not playing, so New York, y'all can't play either. Y'all the original Don Dada, so y'all can't let them outdo y'all. So make sure y'all bring them tats and look cute. I didn't know what the hell Donna had on at the party, which is what makes like moments in New York questionable.
Right, that's what I'm
she had on fishnets with the blue lollipops, and
it's always different.
I was just like, oh, it's got to be about 23 degrees in New York. But hey, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Just bless that child's heart. But yeah, it's gearing up to be a good season with the New York
and
crew.
Funny.
So yeah.
So we'll see.
Hopefully we get back to Atlanta and see some things going on there too. Hopefully.
I know. We'll still have to see how Atlanta's going.
Yeah.
Sky's holding it down, and she got the place trained up. So we'll have to see what kind of characters we meet down in Atlanta, and what Caesar's next big move is going to be if he calms down like everybody wants him to. I doubt it. And how far Dutchess is going to go. She's going to find her chill.
Yeah, we got to see what's going to happen with her too.
I don't know, but we'll
is
be
she
back.
coming back?
Hell no. No.
You don't think they're going to do a little pop-up with Dutchess?
I don't see her coming back.
Think she's done.
She's too angry. She's done. She's like, what was Stevie J's girlfriend? Jocelyn. You know how angry Jocelyn got when she was finally off? Yeah. She's like Jocelyn or angry. So I don't know. But, next week we'll be back with our girl Kiki. She'll be joining us to pick up the New York madness. We'll get to see what she thinks about everything.
The week after.
Yeah.
So next week we'll be on a holiday break. And then the week after we'll be back.
Happy holidays to everybody.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It'll be New Year when we come back.
You ready for 2018?
I'm ready.
You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You know what? I just feel like
positive vibes.
I feel like let's just go. I feel like the work isn't done from this year, and I think it's just like revving it up for next year. So
2018 feels like whatever you were working on, whatever you were like, whether you have it in motion, whether you were procrastinating. I feel like 2018 is go time.
It's go time.
So put all your fears aside and just
go. Yes. So until then. I'm your girl, Carmelita Simone, and you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at king_karma_.
And I'm your girl, El Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at El Marie TV.
And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.